Hello, welcome to your tarot and oracle card reading for the month of August 2020. I don't know, but for some reason I'm feeling really excited to do this particular reading. So I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel like it's going to be special. So I can't wait to get into the cards here. But first I want to show you the decks I will be using for the piles. So for the first deck, I've got this Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards deck, and it's by Kyle Gray. The second tarot deck is actually the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I believe it's actually the first edition before it was, they quit making the print of it, and this is what the box looks like. So I think this is the original version. And then I've got this Dream Cards Oracle deck that has affirmations and messages on them. Also, I'm using the Bluebird Lenormand deck, and this is what the box looks like. I love the Lenormand deck. It kind of adds like a extra perspective to the Oracle and Tarot. And then I'm going to also be using the Vedic Astrology deck, which I really enjoy. It's by Jeffrey Armstrong, and he's a well-known and very well-respected Vedic astrologer. This is what the deck looks like, or the box looks like. And as some of you may know, I am a Vedic astrologer. I do have a Vedic astrology channel that is fairly new. It's the SunGoddess astrology channel. So if you're interested in learning about Jyotish or Vedic astrology, feel free to visit me on that channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below. But that will be the last of the Oracle and Tarot cards, except actually I do also want to pull some of these, and this is the Rider-Waite. I traditionally use the Rider-Waite in my professional readings for clients. It's the classic kind of go-to deck, and this deck is particularly special because it's a vintage deck. There's no copyright print on here, so it's like an older collector's deck, I guess, and this is the University Press edition, so they're actually not a lot in circulation. So I feel like just this will be special. Then I'll go ahead and shuffle on camera with these. I haven't done these ahead of time. So then also, lastly, I will be doing the Astro Dice. And the Astro Dice, I will go ahead and roll, and then I will create a chart for each deck as well. So I'm really excited to do this reading for you guys, and can't wait to see what August holds. Okay, so for the 4 piles, I chose magnets as markers, and I liked using the magnet theme because it really represents attracting what you need and pulling towards you. It's like attracts like. So what you think about is what you bring about. And I want to go ahead and see what we can attract to us in August and what we will be experiencing based on our vibrations and our energies. So these are the 4 piles. For the first pile, I've got Let Us Remain Calm. I thought this was really cute. So that's the first pile. The second pile is Friends Forever. And it's like this Oreo and this cup of milk. They're holding hands. I just thought it was really sweet. And then I have this donut magnet that says Life is Sweet. And then the 4th magnet is this House of Minalima, and it's this like I think 4-story house here. I actually got this on my travels to London last year, and I like these 4 themes here, and I felt that they were all somewhat different but kind of maybe the same. So anyway, whichever one you are attracted to, that will be your pile. You can also watch all 4 piles if you want. Just go ahead and center yourself, take a deep breath and out, and then you can just feel whichever pile you are most attracted to. Okay, so this will be your reading for the month of August. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so pile 1, here's what we've got for you. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So it says, Moon, take note of intuitive messages. Second card, we've got Coffin. Okay, so the Coffin is akin to the Death card, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean like physical death, but it can be sort of a warning sign as well that something is coming to an end, or that something needs to come to an end. So if it's like habits or ways of thinking, it's saying it's time to kind of conclude that area. I have seen this sometimes with like health as well. So it's really maybe important to take care of your health, I think, this month, and also just be, aware of your daily habits, your routines, your diet. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, water, exercise, just sort of the basic things to avoid any, problems that, that come on in that sense. But I do feel like this is saying that something is going to be released. Okay. The next message we have is young. I feel vital and full of life regardless of my chronological age. The progress of time empowers me. So there may be something to do with young people, children around you, or maybe you might be feeling somewhat having more vitality and youthfulness and sort of this energy that sort of springs forth, because there's a lot of energy here with the sun behind them. And I feel like that maybe comes after something sort of ending, a way of being, or some sort of energy, something you need to clear out in order for you to feel lighter. And you know what? Sometimes this can actually literally mean like energy clearing, because the moon is representative of like your intuition, your psychic nature. And sometimes we can pick up on the collective as well, of like other people around us, or even just the general energy. And I know it's been really tense the past few months with all the changes in the world that we've been seeing. So I feel like this is saying that there's something that you need to clear in your energy in order to feel more vital and more youthful and more young and just fresh, right? So that's interesting here. It talks about the progress of time moving forward through August. So this may be later in the month as well. You're also getting the number 8 here. 8 is Saturn's number, and also time is Saturn's number. So there could be something that's gradually happening, that's gradually changing. It may not be like a sudden end. It may just be sort of some sort of natural culmination or natural ending that you'll be experiencing this month. The World card is another Saturn card. Oh my goodness. So the World card is about completions, cycles ending, bringing something together. And this is a full moon card. You see the full moon, which is about the fullness of like, it can't hold any more energy. It's as full and as bright as it can possibly be. So there is definitely like a factor of like kind of holding all of your intentions, or something is definitely coming through this month that you will see the results with. Okay, it's like a natural conclusion or a natural ending, and this may have been a long time coming as well. I feel like whatever is happening here is really good. With the World card, it talks about achievement and victory, and like it's something to be celebrated. It's a rite of passage with the World. So I like these cards so far. Now for the Vedic Astrology cards, I'm getting signs, and I forgot to mention that this in the intro, that this particular deck has signs, planets, houses, and elements, and it also has body types. So it looks like you got a sign card, group 1, and this is the card of Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Its ruler is Mercury. So these are the themes here. It says self-critical, methodical, clean, discriminating, analytical, domestic, shy, prudent, and dexterous. Its element is earth. It's an earth sign, and it's Kapha and Vata. So it's air and earth also mixed together. So Virgo is Kanya Rashi. That's the That's the name for it in Vedic astrology. So very interesting. You're getting this Virgo energy. Now, Virgo to me feels like spring cleaning, right? It's actually, if you look at the part of the body that Virgo represents, it's the intestines. So it takes food and it digests it and breaks it down. And the body chooses what it's going to keep, what nutrients it's going to keep, and what it's going to eliminate. So the digestive system is so important as far as like kind of having this winnowing basket of like separating this from this. And I think that there's going to be something that you end up kind of removing from your life that you cannot use, and just keeping the good with that. And I do get that also. Virgo is very health conscious, and you do have the coffin here, which is sort of like cleaning something up. I feel like it could be even cleaning something up in your diet, or just like the way that you take care of yourself. Virgo people are also, whether or not you're a Virgo, that's fine, but the energy of Virgo does talk about just being very health conscious in general. So, and what's also interesting is that Virgo is represented by a young maiden. And here you have the youthful card, young. So interesting here. I feel like something about how you're using your time this month is going to change. Let's get a little bit more information. I do want to pull a tarot card from this special Rider-Waite deck here for you. Let's see what comes up. It's like an additional message. I'm not looking here. I'm just going to look away as I pull this card. Here we go. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is, I see it as being like venturing off, travel, on the mundane sense, but on a higher, more spiritual sense, it could be seeking something, looking for something, leaving something behind that's just like okay for something that's much better. You're looking for the missing pieces, and it can be a bit of bravery that it takes for you to explore a different way of being. Because if he doesn't actually leave and try and find something new, or try and find somebody or whatever that is that he's looking for, he remains just with the Eight Cups, which are okay, but could be better. And I feel like that's what the Virgo theme is all about. It's like they're perfectionists, right? So finding a way of life that just could be a little bit better. And like, I feel like you will find what you're looking for here in August. And I do get signs of that with the World card and also the full moon. Okay, so this can be a little bit of an exploring, allowing yourself to explore something new, something different, that's just a little bit outside of your regular routine. It could be a different method, a different approach that you're taking to your daily lifestyle. Okay, so I actually do want to read about the moon card here in this book, just a little bit. Let me just find it here for you. Here we go. Okay, so the note of intuitive message says, use your intuition, practice discernment. Okay, and that's what Virgo is. They're very discerning, right? See through illusions and blockages. Okay, I feel like you will actively be using this coffin energy in your life. You're going to be actively applying it to like remove the blocks that are there and getting out of your own way. If you've been feeling stuck, you're going to be finding an alternate method to be able to kind of go around whatever you felt like was limiting you or blocking you. So the moon is strongly associated with the divine feminine and the energy of receiving. So if the sun is the god, the moon is the goddess. And so she offers powerful energy of polarity and balance. She has a cyclic energy, just like the World card here, and is therefore strongly connected to emotions which often come and go in waves, and to somewhat interesting behavior. Okay, so when the moon appears in a reading, you are being told that not everything is as it seems. The moon has a dark side, it's just dark, it's not negative, right? So it can show you what you've been kept in the dark about. Okay, I feel like you're definitely going to be receiving something. So as far as being that feminine receptive energy, you have like arms wide open, like you're so ready to receive whatever life brings you in August. So I feel like you're really going to be understanding this month of what is standing in your way. And I feel like you will be using your discernment and your discriminating nature this month, and you will be getting messages coming in because you do have that Mercury energy. Also, Mercury is children, by the way. Mercury is youthfulness, playfulness. So there, again, I'm sort of getting like maybe there's children around you or someone that in your life that has children. There could be this theme here. Or something from childhood, possibly, that you might be letting go of. Okay, and doing a little soul searching to kind of discover what that is and using your intuitive abilities and then bringing something to conclusion. Maybe you'll be healing something. The Virgo is about healing something from childhood. Okay, so the moon has no secrets. It reveals everything when it's time. Also, the moon represents nighttime. So again, dreams. Like you might be getting messages in your sleep, your messages in your dreams about, you know, something from the past that you need to kind of clear up. Right? It's no longer applicable. Especially the coffin can represent the past. Right? It's done. So maybe you're having memories or things coming back up around that. So this is kind of what I'm getting for you with the cards. Let's go ahead and roll the dice here and see what we get. Actually, I'm going to move the cards a little bit out of the way here so I can have some more space. Okay. Ah, come back. Okay. So group one. So we've got the Sun in the second house and Leo. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I have to bring it really close for you. Leo, Sun, second house. Okay. I've got this bright pink paper and I'm using a red marker. So last month I used a black one, and you can probably see the black a little bit more easier, I'm realizing now, but I think this is fine. So let's see what we've got here. Let's just draw up a really quick chart. Okay, so Leo is going to be here, and we're going to have the Sun. So Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. So what's interesting is that we have a Cancer rising chart. So this is the ascendant. So this is going to be a Cancer chart, right? And Cancer is ruled by the moon here. What's interesting is that you have the moon and the sun. So, well, you have the moon that rules Cancer, so we'll just go ahead and put a moon there and put it in parentheses because it's sort of a secondary thing here, although it did come up as a primary message in your card reading. The sun comes up here for you. What is really interesting about this to me is that when we were reading about the moon, it did talk about the sun being the god and the moon being the goddess, and they're a pair, right? So you've got your reading did mention both the sun and the moon. And I feel like there's a balance between the masculine and the feminine this month that may be within you, or it may be expressed in a partnership. I wasn't really getting a lot of like love message coming for you, but it does look like something about early childhood development will be uncovered, especially because the second house is illuminated here. And by the way, the sun rules Leo. So the moon rules Cancer. We've got a Cancer rising chart and the moon card. And then we have the sun die here. And then it's in the sign of Leo, which, you know, these are single rulerships. They don't rule any other sign. So, you know, the sun is a powerful force for illuminating what has been hidden in the dark, right? So just as we have nighttime where we can't see and we're kind of maybe exploring some of the darker elements. So here's, you have this moon in the card, and he's like, it's blue, like it's nighttime. He's going on this sort of, you know, inner travel, inner exploration. But what is hidden will always come to the light, okay? And you will be realizing something. You will be uncovering something about childhood, I believe, to bring to conclusion, right? And it's something from the past, and it's something that no longer needs to affect you, okay? So I feel like this is going to be a big month of healing, something from your childhood. And it will be uncovered to you. It will be illuminated for you. And I feel like you're ready. It's not going to take you by surprise. You're not going to be ill prepared for it. It's not going to be jarring. It's like it's maybe been simmering beneath the surface for a while. It needs to come up. And I feel like you're ready to handle whatever that is. Now, aside from all of this and what I'm seeing, how it connects, I really feel like it does connect. I really do feel like it does speak. Let's talk about the second house. The second house is early childhood development. It's your home, it's your security, but it's also money, right? It's also resources and money. And I feel like there's going to be a big emphasis on money and earnings this month. And you might be feeling very confident in, having more of like a rush of energy come back in that area of your life. So I do feel like money is going to be good for you this month. I feel like resources, you will have exactly what you need. The World card also talks about achievement, success, and it kind of looks like a sun, by the way. I mean, it's just radiating like the sun does, and then you've got the night. So there's definitely like this sun-moon theme going on here. Also, the sun can be the father, the moon can be the mother, and again, early childhood stuff may be coming up for you to kind of move on with. You're like, okay, I've experienced that, I'm done with that. And it doesn't have to be some big trauma, but it can just be some maybe thought or some sort of something you're telling yourself, right? Because Mercury is all about communication and conversation. So maybe it's an old story that is just no longer serving you, right? It's just like, okay, that doesn't apply to me. That's somebody else's story. So it can be as simple as that. I just feel like also you're going to be very psychic this month because the first house is the house of self. You're going to be feeling a lot of energies maybe that aren't yours as well. It's very important to do some energy clearing. As I mentioned in the beginning, you do have the coffin and the moon together. So do some energy clearing. Work with your guides, with your angels. Ask them to help you clear your energy. Take a salt bath. Do whatever you need to do. Use, crystals, use sage, use whatever it is that use your tools, use your intuition, maybe just even pray, because also the second house is the house of speech. So it's like being very bold and very confident and very like loud about exactly what it is you need from God, from Spirit this month to help you with whatever you want to accomplish, because I feel like the world is yours this month. I love seeing this for you. So this is a really good reading. I like this. I feel like it's really on point. So if this resonated with you, I hope it did. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. And even after August is over, you can come back and share your stories too about how this played out for you if you like. I'd be interested to hear that from you. So thank you so much for watching, and if you want to watch the next video or the next pile, feel free. Otherwise, I will see you in next month's monthly forecast reading. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and be well. Hello, group 2. So if you chose the Friends Forever pile, these will be your messages for the month of August. Let's see what we've got here. The first card we've got is Winter. Take care of your needs. Okay, so I think of like winter, I think of hibernation, I think of going within, taking care of your needs feels very much like, pulling away from others and nesting. But it also could be a timing card where something that you're wanting to have happen happens in the winter months. So we'll have to see, what the other messages come up for you here, and we'll go ahead and tie that in. Okay, we've got letter. Okay. So this surprise letter from a place remote brings good news from a friend who wrote. If the words portend a stormy sky, sadness will soon much intensify. Well, hopefully it's not bad news. I hope it's good news. But it's either good or bad news. It could be neutral. Either way, it's just saying you will be getting a message from somebody. So maybe there's some important information that you're waiting to hear about, and it comes around the winter months. That would be about 6 months away though, so I'm not really sure Let's go ahead and see what else comes up for you as far as the message. So you've got the ambitious card next. Okay. Now there's this huge mountain here, and mountains to me represent like challenges, and it represents obstacles, but it's also very ambitious for you to want to climb to the top. You think of like mountain climbers. It's nothing that you're ill prepared for. I think you're ready to take on a challenge this month. It may be that you're feeling like nothing is going to stop you as well. Let's go ahead and read the back. It says, I have the will and imagination to achieve my aspirations. Right. So you will be going from the bottom of the mountain to the top, and it's a big success. And I feel like you're in it for the long haul too, because it takes time. It takes time to train to mountain climb. It takes time to get from the bottom to the top. This is not like in a day's, it's not in a day's work here. So there could be something that takes a little bit of time to get to the top for you to get to your success, and maybe you will end up seeing that in the winter months. So maybe taking you about 6 months to reach your final goal, but whatever it is, it's very ambitious of you. So I feel like you might be starting that this month. So yeah, you have the will to see things through, and it takes some sort of imagination as well. You've got some sort of imaginative quality here. So let's see what card you've got here. You have the star. I love it. I love the star. It's one of my favorite cards. So the star can represent astrology. It can represent timing, navigation as well. You're being led. So the star card is all, to me, it's about hope and faith and your guides and your angels and being guided along the way. So again, I feel like if you're being guided, this isn't like immediate results thing. This is like sort of you're following the path and you're following your North Star. You're following the north. You're going in the direction of like ambition. And I feel like the star card could also talk about you being like a star. So there may be an element of fame or notoriety, or you being recognized in some way where you're sort of shining. Makes me think of that, like shining bright. And also it's wishes, like starlight, star bright, the first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. So it's all about wishing upon a star as well. But I feel like it has some sort of magical energy around it with like your guides, your angels, your wish will come true. It may not be soon, but I feel like you're going to get also information that you need that may be missing as well to help you get to that point. Or maybe you're going to be using your communication abilities or writing or speaking abilities. Maybe you're doing blogging or vlogging or, your own YouTube channel or whatever that is. Yeah, so you've got the number 27 and the number 17. So maybe those also have significance with you as well. So I forgot to mention also that this Vedic Astrology deck that I'm about to show you here has different cards. We have signs, houses, and planets, and elements, and also body types. So I think those are the 5 categories. I happen to draw an elements card for you. So this is level 1. It says spirit becoming matter. Now, when I think about spirit, I think about the star. When I think about matter, I think about something very physical like earth, like a mountain here. And you have the sun shining up here, which is like spirit and matter meeting. So again, I did choose the magnets because it's all about manifesting and attracting what you want. So I feel like I feel like this is kind of like a longer, ambitious journey that you're going to be on, but you will end up manifesting your ambitions into physical reality, and you will see the success from that. So it says earth. Earth is stabilizing. It's solid, hard, supportive, tough, dense, substantial, stationary, unmoving, constant. Earth rules the nose and smell. Okay. Now it's interesting about like your nose and smelling. It's like it's a sense that you have. It's like you can smell success, right? Or maybe like she knows, he knows. Get it? That was just sort of a play on words. But I think that with the earth, you definitely get this mountain here. And I have the will and imagination to achieve my aspirations. You sure do, and you will be. Now, you might also have like a mountain of, or things mounting or things kind of piling up when it comes to paperwork or emails. So maybe you need to kind of do that. You know, get to those sort of tedious type things, those sort of boring chores that nobody really like loves doing, like clearing out your inbox or, you know, shredding paperwork or whatever that may be. Could be that as well. I do want to go ahead and read this card on winter, and I'm looking for it here. Okay, here we go. So, winter, take care of your needs. Okay, so it says do everything you need to be at your best. Then move beyond your fears and limitations. Okay, so sometimes if we have goals in mind, we're not able to reach them if we're not feeling good about ourselves, right? So when you feel polished and you feel good and you feel like, if you feel like you look good, you'll feel good on the outside. So I noticed that a lot of times, like it doesn't, like your appearance doesn't really matter necessarily, but like how you feel about yourself does. And sometimes those are linked. So anyway, it says when you feel your best, you do your best. So also it talks about for many of the animal realm, winter is a time of hibernation and retreat. You may wish to curl up in a ball too. Oh, please don't. But although you may not feel as bright as you'd like to be, a primal force within is encouraging you to continue. Again, this is sort of the long haul journey that I was seeing. So don't give up, keep going. The winter card features a wolf, one of the few animals that stay active all year round. Wolves know what it's like to work alone or thrive within a pack. So if you feel you need to go it alone this time, know that the wolf medicine will help you move beyond your insecurities and relax in your own space. So it's up to you whether you're going to be working alone or working with other people. I think it's whatever you feel like is something that you need. So the message here is really that you have the opportunity to move beyond fear and take like the higher road, basically. The star is about trust. So when doubt starts to creep in, it's like replace it with faith and trust. Be like, you know what? I trust that this situation is going to work itself out. I don't know how, but I'm following my guidance here. So it's maybe pushing you a little bit to get comfortable with the unknown, and maybe you won't see the results right away, but you will have sustenance, you know, to be able to keep going, right? And you may uncover something from your past as well that you've buried, right? Just like the winter, when you unearth it, again, we've got earth, maybe something is buried. It could be a talent or a desire. It's something that's just coming out. I feel like you're going to get messages about what it is that's been buried. And again, I did sort of say maybe there's, you know, a mountain or getting buried in messages here with like texts or emails or whatever, but literally could be digging something up, right? So when you unearth whatever is coming up here, you will be able to shed light on it and then create space for the miracles to really occur, okay? So if you are a lone wolf, maybe it's time for you to be an alpha, be a leader, right? You can be an alpha female or an alpha male, but it's time for you to step up and lead, okay? So when the winter card arrives, it could indicate something as well coming in the winter months. So that might be important for you. I want to go ahead and shuffle with these very special Rider-Waite edition cards. I hope it's not shaking the camera too much. Okay, let's just see what the message is for you. So let's see what comes up here. Sort of like an additional message that really kind of gets to the heart of the matter. That's what I love so much about these cards. Let's see which one is speaking. This one. 5 of Wands. Well, if you talk about like a wolf pack, you're like, maybe it is time for you to do it alone, you know, go it alone, because the group here is just a little bit all over the place. It's chaotic. It's maybe everyone's on a different page. It's stressful. Maybe you are working in a group and it just shows like you need to lead because everyone is maybe, it's like they're all on the same playing field. So it's like someone needs to lead here. okay? Maybe that person is you. You need to show other people the way. I'm also getting the number 5. I think we got 27 and we got 17, but also the number 5 to me could be 5 months from now, which would be about winter time. And also 5 represents things just midway. So it's saying don't give up, right? Things may be crazy, and also just things are up in the air. You know, there's no resolution yet, and that's okay. You might have to just embrace that point of where you are. You're sort of in the thick of it. You're in the middle of whatever you're working on, but it's still worthwhile of putting your energy in. There may be competition, but it's healthy competition, right? It's to get you to kind of push you forward to be more, to be better, right? Okay, so this is the card messages. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice and see what comes up for you, group 2. I'm just going to clear this space a little bit so I've got some room. Okay, group 2, show me. Okay, so we've got Saturn, the 5th house, and what is this? Virgo. Okay, so some similar energies as Saturn and Virgo is just like the previous group. And then Saturn is also very slow moving, right? So again, I'm thinking again, you have the 5 here. The 5, it may take about 5 months. I usually see this as being like 5 days or something like that if you're looking at timing just based upon the card itself. But I do think it actually is going to be about 5 months just based upon the Saturn combination here. And then Virgo has to do with, you know, it's all about using your intellect, using your skills, applying yourself, using your talents and your abilities. And you will achieve if you just keep on. By the way, this is an earth sign, right? Virgo is an earth sign, and we did get earth. And we got sort of this big pile here, which this mountain actually is represented by Saturn. Saturn is a big, you know, chunk of earth, right? It moves slowly or not at all. So, but you are moving. It's just like things are up in the air. And I think this is exactly verifying what I was getting here with the cards. Also, the ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and Mercury is what? About messages and communication. And you've got some sort of information, message, communication coming for you here. It may not be good or bad. It may just be a message for you to just, here's the load of work that you need to do. Here's the, you know, here's the task at hand. It could just be business communication as well. So we've got to keep that in mind. Now I want to go ahead and draw your astrology chart just based upon these this configuration that I drew here. So let's see what we've got. This is quality, you guys. It's just a really quick situation here. We've got the 5th house, which is here, and we've got Virgo. Okay, so here's the Virgo sign, and we have Saturn in the 5th. Oh boy. So, okay, let's just continue here. So we've got Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. What is wrong here? This is just a large house. Capricorn, Aquarius. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm filming this during Mercury retrograde. Please excuse me. So we've got Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, which is this huge house, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries in the 12th. So we've got a Taurus rising chart. Okay, and then we've got the last sign, which is Leo. Okay, so this is a Taurus chart. Now, Taurus people is another earth sign. So you've got, this is you, whether or not you're actually a Taurus or not. This is a Taurus chart. So the energy of this whole chart is going to be Taurus, which is about stability, persistence, patience, endurance, tenacity. Just like they're actually really, really hard workers. And the bull, if you think about the bulls usually like plow the field of wheat here or grains. And so you've got like hard work, which is Saturn, hard work and dedication. It will pay off. Like you're not being lazy at all this month. You're really applying yourself. And I do see it absolutely will pay huge dividends, by the way. It's like you'll have an abundance by winter time. It's like you'll have your whole stock, your whole shares, everything like that. You'll be able to have like a extra to be able to share with others too. Like you have an abundance, right? The word I'm looking for is like a reserve or something like that. But anyway, so Saturn again is it's keep on the task at hand. I think this is going to be work is play for you, because the 5th house is the house of entertainment, play, and recreation. And what I was going to say also with Taurus is that once they get started, it's really hard for them to stop, because energy in motion tends to stay in motion, right? And it takes a long time to get the Taurus to kind of get up and get moving. It's sort of like a slow energy, but it's a gradual build. And once it starts clipping along, it's really hard to stop. It's like a heavy train that just keeps going. It's like it takes a lot to start and it takes a lot to stop. But once it's in motion, like get out of its way, because then it's unstoppable. So I feel like that metaphor is really sort of the energy for you for the month of August, group 2. So I'm also getting these 2 earth signs coming up, and earth is industrious, right? So is Saturn. You know, Saturn's not afraid to really roll up its sleeves and get its hands dirty and, you know, do the grunt work. Basically, you just have to do the work, and you may be all work and no play a little bit this month, or you may be, again, doing something that is fun for work, because this is the house of enjoyment and play, and you may be studying and learning something as well. I'm also getting that with the letters, like news, information, and the 5th house is something, you know, that you enjoy learning as well. I feel like you're really investing for your future, and if I would label this video anything, it might be that. It's like investing in your future, group 2. That's really what I'm getting for you. Let's also go ahead and take a look at what Saturn represents. So Saturn represents the 9th house, and it also represents the 10th house here. It rules these 2 signs of Aquarius and Capricorn, okay? So the 9th house is all about beliefs and faith and optimism and hope to just keep going. And it's about also travel. So there you could be traveling during the winter months, or receiving some sort of message, or planning something to travel during the winter months is possible. Also, the 10th house is the house of career and your goals and achieving them. So I really do feel like you're going to be accomplishing something huge, and I feel like you're going to be seen for it too. I feel like it might have a little bit of fame as well, or just, you know, you're getting recognition for whatever this is, and it's going to feel very, very rewarding. So that's what I'm seeing for you for this month. You may be starting it, or maybe in the middle of it. You may have started last month. I don't know exactly. Your timeline is going to be your timeline, but it feels like something is definitely going to be, you're going to be reaping what you sow 100% here. So as far as love, I didn't really get as much love themes for you. I got more like it's all about work this month. I think you might already be in a committed relationship, possibly. Saturn is commitment and the 5th house is love. But also the Saturn energy in the 5th house can kind of limit the amount of love and enjoyment that you're getting from, you know, it's not all, it's just not a time to be concentrating on that, I think, as much. Yeah, so let's see what else I'm getting here. I think that's about it. I just really like the whole 5th house, 5 of Wands here. Also, this can be a little bit of like push-pull. So if you are in a relationship, you may be having some difficulties in love or expressing yourself, or maybe your partner is as well. It's like maybe there's challenges in this area that will have to be overcome with clear communication, right? So just be patient. You know, and I think that Taurus is very committed as well. Virgo is very, you know, just has the right thing to say at the right time. So maybe it's all about timing when it comes to communicating. with somebody, expressing how you feel. Anyway, so this is what I'm getting for you, group 2. I really hope you enjoyed this reading and you felt that it resonated. If you feel that way, or you just want to make a comment, feel free to, post whatever in the comment section below. Let me know your feedback. And if you want to watch the other piles, that's fine too. If not, then I will see you in next month's monthly forecast video. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Take care and be well. Hello, group 3. So if you chose the Life is Sweet magnet here, this will be your message for the month of August. Let's see what we've got here for you. Oops, this card we're just gonna go with this card because it just fell out. Fish. I actually love this card. It talks about money and prosperity and spirituality. So this is, I think, an omen that it just like plopped out for you right there. It's like, notice me. So when fish swim near in an ocean vast, prospects are clear for fortune amassed. If fish swims away, hopes are battered. Cheers turn to dismay and dreams are shattered. Well, hopefully the fish is going to be moving towards you instead of away from you. But I think that money is going to be something on your mind this month. So there may be an inflow and like a income of energy, and also expenditures as well. So I think that that's going to be something. Okay, so we've got Animal Guardian. Trust your instincts. Okay. Self-possessed. I love that he's floating on a cloud here. He's like on cloud 9. I am free from agitation and tension. Nothing can provoke me. Well, that's a wonderful mantra. To be unbothered by anything or anyone is commendable. And by the way, I noticed here that we have the card number 34, which is 7 together, and 7 is a very spiritual number, and you're getting sort of this being floating on a cloud. So I think there's an element of spirituality that's really being highlighted this month as well. So we're going to read then the Chariot card. Oh my God, I love this. It's so pretty. So we've got this horse that has a pentacle around its neck and a moon and a sun. So you've got the full sun, which is radiant and vibrant, and it's all about success and joy and just power, right? It's power and it's confidence and it's like bold, right? And then you have this horse, which is all about fast movements, swift movement, and then also power, if you think about horsepower, right? And then you've got the moon here, which talks about, it says trust your intuition. Didn't that come up here? No, it came up here. Trust your instincts. So, and then the pentacle represents money. So I feel like this card is really just kind of summarizing all of these things here. All of these messages. I feel like you're going to make some big progress with money this month. Okay, so with the Vedic Astrology deck, what I didn't mention in the intro is that so there are like, I think 5 categories. So you've got the houses, signs, planets, the elements, and I think body types as well. And you got a houses card. So this was the category that came up for you. So this is the departments of life. And you've got the 12th house. Oh my gosh, so this is the most spiritual house there is, right? So it's representative, in your house, it's representative of the attic or higher places. And we do see this being kind of floating up here, up high. So interesting. It says monasticism, foreign places, asylums, loss, exile, imprisonment, solitude, self-sacrifice, or freedom. Okay, so it also represents the feet and tamasic energy, which is like slower moving energy. Moksha and liberation. So being free. I actually feel like this freedom is really saying like you're free from agitation. Notice the free word came up twice. Freedom, free from agitation and tension. So you're letting things go this month. You're letting it go and you're letting it flow and you're letting money flow in. And you will not be diminished this month. I feel like you're really owning your power, and like you're just kind of dodging things that come at you. Like you're just like you're not stopping for anybody or anything that wants to slow you down, distract you. You're like, you know what, I'm on a path here. And you may be making a lot of spiritual progress as well. But I see like you're really, you've kind of got everything that you need this month in order to move forward. And you may be doing it alone. There may be some things that you're doing privately as well. What's also interesting, because the 12th house is like, you know, out of the public. It's kind of out of sight, right? I also see here with the Chariot card that you have, it's card number 7. And you have 7 again, and that really stood out to me as this spiritual number. So you might be wanting to actually wear some sort of protective amulet or talisman, or have some sort of charm on you, or some sort of jewelry that represents protection for you, or prosperity as well. Maybe you're carrying crystals on you this month, maybe some citrine or something that has to do with money. Okay. Or it could be a protective amulet or protective crystal like obsidian or tiger's eye. I'm also seeing for you, and also black tourmaline. Okay. I'm just going to pull from this very special Rider-Waite edition tarot to get an extra message. Okay, please show me. I feel like it's almost there. Here we go. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Queen of Pentacles is holding this pentacle. So I think this is you. Now, whether or not you're a man or a woman watching, it's not really about gender, but it's about, the queens are all about nurturing and protecting. And it's very much this animal guardian card. So you may be dealing with animals or horses or pets or children this month, or plants even, but you are instinctively kind of have like this mothering tendency. And I feel like you have that extra courage and extra power this month to like protect other people too, or help other people, or just be that strength, that pillar of strength for others to come to, a safe place to land or safe person to talk to. Because your energy is not diminished this month. You've got a lot of it. So the Queen of Pentacles has this money in her hand. So again, I feel like your money is definitely coming to you this month. It's going to be a good money month for a lot of you who picked group 3. So let's read a little bit about the animal guardian. I just feel like you're going to be nurturing your projects. You're going to be taking care of things. You've got sort of a green thumb, and that could even be like a metaphor. You're growing things this month. Okay, so the message is to trust the powerful animal spirit within, to learn more about yourself and your talents. Perfect. So I feel like you're going to be using your talents to make money too. And also maybe doing it privately. I don't think that it's like showcasing a lot this month. I think that you're kind of taking some time to kind of, you know, kind of have like a sacred date with yourself, or sacred time with yourself, to kind of nurture some gifts that you've got here. So the animal guardian is the card that represents the angels of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer and medicine that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you survive some of your greatest challenges. When you connect with the energies of animals, you can learn a lot about yourself and the earth. You also have instinctive animal energy within that can direct you toward anything you need and more. The Animal Guardian card depicts a tribal angel being held and supported by her animals. She has a love for them, and they have love for her, demonstrating how incredibly connected nature is with the spiritual realms. So you have a powerful animal within that can be really wild, protective. Again, I'm seeing that protective, instinctive, and really calm. Okay, so again, nothing is agitating you, nothing is provoking you this month. You see that there's like a serene nature you have. It's nice. There's a lot of calm. So, you know, animals really don't second guess how they feel. right? It just comes. There's a raw authenticity that just is there, right? It's animal instincts. And I think children are also like that too. They're not embarrassed about how they feel. They're just very forthright and very, you say it like it is. So it's really important for you to connect with how you really feel, and also how you want to feel and what you really need. So I think that this will have to express itself naturally, and it's just about like this fierce energy moving through you, but before returning to some sort of natural calm state. So there could be a lot of intensity, and there could be just kind of a time for you to also kind of pull your energy back and just be kind of private and calm, right? So I think you'll be learning a lot about your gifts and how you can grow this month. I really do see that. So you've got sort of the Midas touch this month, you know, things that you touched kind of turn to gold. So I do see that here with the Sun card as well. You're going to sort of radiate. I like your energy, group 3. Let's go ahead, and I'm just going to roll the Astro dice here so I can draw up your chart. Here we go. Aries. Aries is horses. Yes. So Aries is where the sun is exalted, and it's all about power and just plowing and forth, and it's just like you're really just making a big jaunt forward. You also have 12. How crazy is that? The 12th house. I mean, nothing is really crazy with tarot and magic and astrology and all of that. It's all in alignment, right? So again, solitude is what I'm more feeling. Freedom and solitude. I doubt you're going to be in exile or imprisonment this month. Let's just go with the solitude and the independence and all of that. Okay, and then you have Mercury as well, which can be about children. Mercury represents young things, youthful things, but it's also communication, of course, reading, writing, intellect, learning, but it's also the flow of money back and forth. So as you will be making money, but it's also, you're going to be buying things as well or spending money. So I do see that. There's quite a flow there. So you're not hoarding, and you're not just draining your accounts either. But there's a nice balance, I feel. So I'm moving these a little bit more out of the way so I can draw your chart here. Okay. Okay, so we've got the 12th house. We have Aries, Taurus. Do you know that the last group also had a Taurus rising chart? So I'm seeing like a similar thread. They're all different. They've all been different readings, but I am seeing like a similar thread that comes through each of these. Oops, this looks really... Okay, let's concentrate. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Quality. Okay, so Mercury is here. Do you know that Mercury in the 12th house can be spirit communication? It's your angels talking directly to you. You might have some animal totems this month as well. You know, you might have some animal guides coming through for you. If not actual animals, then it just looks like the spirit realm is very chatty this month. It's directing you. And I think it's because you're putting so much energy forth in how you're applying yourself and the movement forward. Like you're really making a lot of progress in a very short amount of time this month. And I feel like your angels and your guides are like, they're like speed dialing you. They're like, okay, here's what we got, you know, here's what we got to do. So I do feel like you're going to be hearing a lot from the spirit realm. You also might be hearing a lot in meditation too, because I feel like you're going to have some downtime and some quiet time, you know, living in the 12th house. But it's very powerful too. You're going to get a lot done. It's not like being a spiritual person means that you're just sort of, you know, I guess there's no energy, there's nothing happening. You're doing a lot of movement and shifting things in the spiritual realm that actually ends up coming to fruition. You're bringing things and manifesting things. That's why I was using the magnets, because it's all about manifestation this month. It's all about what are you attracting? What are you paying attention to this month? Now, Mercury rules the 3rd house of the mind, and it also has to do with younger siblings as well. And we do get that Mercury, which is, you know, children or younger people. So you could have a younger sibling that's coming up for you this month. It could be, you know, whatever, a sister or a brother. It does not really matter, but I think it's definitely siblings for sure coming up. Excuse me, it's the 2nd house. I'm sorry, I'm filming this during Mercury retrograde, so you're going to really have to forgive me. I've been making little mistakes here and there. Let's just keep going with the message of siblings because I do feel like this is also family. The 2nd house is family. It's also early childhood development. It's also your resources. So it's money. It's, you know, paying rent. It's, you know, your stability. It's also food. So it's anything that sustains you, okay? So I am getting these themes here. By the way, the Queen of Pentacles is, you know, she loves food, and she's all about having a hearty, healthy diet as well. Lots of plants, natural. She's into kind of like natural and organic things as well, because she's from the earth, right? So what's also interesting is that you have this earth sign rising, and I've been getting that theme for the last 2 piles as well. There's a lot of earth coming up. Mercury is also earth and air. Why? Because it rules the air sign of Gemini, and it also rules the earth sign of Virgo. So the 5th house is the house of children, and it's also the house of play, and it's also the house of studies and imagination. And I feel like there's just a lot going on here, but I feel like your money is taken care of. I feel like Spirit's protecting you. You're going to have a lot of spiritual communication. I feel like you're going to be enjoying this month as well, because Venus rules the sign of Taurus. So that's all about enjoyment, comforts, luxuries, things like that. You're going to have enough to go around. Virgo just talks about also enjoyment and play. And I feel like you're also... I feel like there's animals, children, siblings, things like that coming up for you this month. But I also feel like you might just be an example for somebody just by the way that you are behaving and the way that you are, especially if you're kind of this sort of Zen-like person this month, where you're getting like you're not letting your feathers get ruffled. I feel like you're demonstrating that for other people around you, and it actually calms them. It helps them. So you might be healing people or protecting people around you just by your state of being. There's definitely a ripple effect that I feel like is happening, and it's coming from you. So let's see, what else? Do I want to say anything else? By the way, the Queen of Pentacles is fixed earth, and what is fixed earth is Taurus. So if you're not actually a Taurus, you're going to have these Taurus-like themes. So what is Taurus-like themes? It's, well, loyalty. It's beauty. They make the best friends ever. Like, they're very... you know, they're very loyal. They're very, they're good companions. They're not a lot of drama. They don't do drama. They're very calm. They're very generous as well. So I feel like this is going to be kind of your energy this month. 2nd house matters, 5th house matters. So I think you're going to have like a fun month, and you're going to be using some of your resources here to maybe, I don't know, enjoy, do something fun and creative as well. But definitely get entertainment and play. So you will be exploring this month, okay? Group 3, I think this was the message that I had for you. So if it resonates with you, please feel free to leave me your thoughts or just any feedback in general. If you'd like to make a comment in the comment section. If you want to watch the last pile, then, you know, stay tuned. Otherwise, I will see you in the upcoming monthly forecast videos. So take care and be well. Okay, group 4. So if you chose the house of Menomalia, this is the message that I've got for you for the month of August. Let's go ahead and see here. It says trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. So trading energy. It's cool. He looks like a very sincere fellow here. He's kind of put his hand on his heart like, I promise this is good quality. Okay, what else we've got? The cross. Okay, so cross can definitely mean that there are challenges and maybe some burdens, but it talks about perseverance. And it also can be a, perseverance to see things through and just kind of like not give up and all of that. You know what persevere means. So also the cross can be a religious symbol. Kind of reminds me of like the Hierophant card, to be honest. So you've got the cross. Could also be the crossed, literally something is crossed, like cross wires, cross purposes, you're at a crossroad. Okay, you gotta really take it literally sometimes. So the safe card comes up. Okay, well, what's coming up with this? With like you're feeling maybe a little burdened this month. I wonder what this character is saying here. You're safe. I have the resources to deal with any situation that presents itself. Okay, so you will be resourceful, can literally be resources like money, or maybe you're trading something. Maybe this is a month where it's not as financially abundant as it was in July or June, or who knows. But it does feel like you have something to give, and I feel like you're giving and receiving. But either way, I feel like you are resourceful and you have, something of value and something of quality. And it also talks about presence, being present. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. The Magician. I love this. Okay, so you've got like a solar energy through all 4 readings so far. There's been like a bright sun somewhere in the messages with all of the piles. So I feel like the sun is really radiating here. It talks about strength, confidence, success. Really, I think it's eventual success too. Now the sun is also representative of summer, and we are in August. This is an August reading, so it makes sense that this card was coming up, or this symbol was coming up with the cards. But the Magician, and also this can be kind of a Leo vibe too, where you might actually have to put in some extra energy to be creative this month. It says be resourceful, be creative. You might be kind of forced into a situation where you have to be, just because you're not naturally just doing that. So when we're kind of put to the test, it's like we kind of see what we're made of when we can be creative with what we're given, what cards we're dealt, basically. It could be any situation. It doesn't have to be within resources. It could be in relationships. Okay, it could be with how we're expressing ourselves or creatively. Maybe you're coming up with a creative block. That could be the cross too. And it just looks like, maybe come up with a different creative expression, right? So shift the energy. The Magician does this so well. And the reason I was getting Leo is because it's a giant cat here, which is symbolized as like a lion, a cheetah, a cat. But also the sun rules Leo, and the sun is self-expression, and it's also power and creativity and joy. And that's really where we feel the most creative, when we're coming from a place of joy, So it's interesting that he's got his paws here on the Pentacles. So it might actually have to do with financial situations this month. But I also see you have like the ideas, the resources, like you have like the truth here. You have an answer there. And you also have the cup, and you also have the wand here, which is about feelings and, moving energy, making things happen. So you really do have you are resourceful. I always say with the Magician that you have all the resources available to you. It's just a matter of, do you see them? Are you using them? Are you using everything that you have? Sometimes we could just collect and store X, Y, or Z talents, abilities that we have, or maybe even just things. It's like pull some things out and use what you have, both literally and figuratively. So the next card that I want to talk about is from the Vedic Astrology deck, and I did not mention this in the intro that there are different categories. So we have the planets, the signs, the houses, the elements, and I think there's a body types category as well. So for you, group 4, I drew the planets card. So this is the category that came up for you. And these are cosmic influences. Okay, so you have the moon, Chandra, reflecting. So nurturance, intuition, emotion, flexibility, receptivity, fluidity, memory, introspection, and love. That's really a lot, isn't it? It's kind of all over. It kind of encompasses a lot of things. Its element is kapha, which is watery and earth. Or it's actually, yes, it's actually earth. No, it's water. Yes, water and earth. And then it's sattva, which is like a spiritual element. But the moon is the mother, the moon is the mind, the moon is, intuiting. So, and it also has to do with cycles and rhythms. So that's interesting as well. Let's kind of see what else comes up here with the Rider-Waite deck. And this is kind of like I love this special deck. I haven't used it yet, so I'm using it for your guys' monthly readings. Let's see what comes up here. Show me group 4's message, please. This one. Page of Swords. I like that. I really see this sword really standing out here too. It's coming up with ideas. It's coming up with new ideas, new resources. You have it. It's like it's within you. It's like be creative. Look for the information if you don't have it. It's like I feel like it's there's something that's challenging that will come up for you this month, and it's like you have to find the answer that's like a different answer than what you've been looking at. And it's interesting how this cheetah, this cat, is like looking away from the answer right here, and so is this character, this child here. He's looking away from the answer. It's interesting. It's like they're both like avoiding the actual solution. And maybe the solution is different for everyone. Maybe the answer that's being given to you is not your solution. Maybe you need to find your own solution this month. So maybe people are offering you their advice and it's like you're turning away from that. Could be. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And also, if you line it up, it looks like there could be just some direct communication here between you and someone else. And when I think of trade, I think of barter. I think of negotiating, right? Being flexible and adaptable in that, because that's what kind of, we don't, in the US, we don't live in a barter culture. This is very popular around the world. This is how people, do business. Like they make an offer and they say no, and there's like this back and forth banter, right? So I feel like that's what it's saying for you. It's just to kind of like maybe be a little flexible and kind of negotiate. You might have to negotiate or work through something with somebody, but I feel like you'll get through that. So it says, exchange energy to create abundance, trader. And I want to go ahead and read a little bit more from the book about what this says, because I feel like at first glance it's pretty self-explanatory, but I think the book usually has like extra meanings that are really helpful. So let's see what it says here. Here we go. So make connections and exchange information, which is what they're doing. This is what these cards were actually saying. It says make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. You have the talents. You are very talented. So you might not be in a situation where you have like a lack, or maybe there's no money issue. Maybe it's just that you are exchanging ideas with somebody and it's important to connect with new people who have opposing views or different views, or maybe I feel like you might be connecting with some artists. Actually, I don't know why I feel that way, but it's like maybe other people also have resources that you don't have, and like you're kind of like asking them like, hey, how do you do it this way, or this way? And you're getting some ideas and inspiration from other people, vice versa. other people might also be getting, you know, ideas and inspiration based upon you. And it's a flow, it's a trade, right? So I feel like you're definitely going to benefit this month by working with other people, chatting with other people, talking to other people, making new connections, or just, you know, going back to old established connections. So the trader brings the lesson of energy and exchange. When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand, or be about exchange of energies that come from the universe, or both. So for example, if you are a creative person or you consider yourself a creative, when you share your talents, you are giving them. And when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It's a beautiful cycle, right? So the trader also reminds you to be open and honest, which is what this is about, and act with integrity in your exchanges, right? This guy, I mentioned before, he seemed like a very sincere person. He has his hand over his heart. So it's like, he's not lying. He's like, I truly am giving you something of quality here. Okay. So doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. That's where this comes in. I was like, how is this challenge coming up? Because it's not just an exchange of like, I'll do for you if you do for me, follow for follow BS, whatever that is. I'm sorry, that just irks me. But I think that it's like a genuine exchange. I think it's a genuine exchange. It's not a superficial one. So you will be learning from somebody this month. They will be learning from you this month. So I love that. It's just like a mental connection I think that you will have with someone that it's a quality exchange, okay? And they're reflecting back to you. So it's not just reflecting you sitting and pondering and reflecting, maybe also that, but I think more so it's going to be like a reflection of you that you will find in somebody else this month, okay? So the universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance. So just like the moon goes through cycles, it returns back to its, normal natural state. So if you are lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, which may be this, you are being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others, okay? And that brings more to you. So if you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding the way you want it to in your life, instead of asking yourself, what can you get? Ask yourself what you can give. And the exchange of energy allows that flow. So it doesn't, again, necessarily mean financial energy. It can just about being supported, right? Giving support in order to feel supported. Right? So if you've been holding back with your offerings, now is time to change that. All right. So allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable, again, which is what the Page of Swords is all about. He's just very clear in his intentions. He's very honest. And this can prepare you to open up to greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. Okay. So I like this. I feel like you're going to have a little help from your friends. I feel like you're going to, be of help. Be of help in order to get help. So be of service, be that person, and you'll get so much more in return than just asking for, hey, I need this. And it's like some sort of cheap exchange, right? It's a genuine, I guess, fluid energy that's being exchanged. Okay. And I do see there's a little bit of love there. I didn't really get, and he's got his hand over his heart too. So there may be somebody that's expressing something very openly and honest to you about how they feel about you. And it, again, that exchange isn't necessarily just about finances and resources, but it can also be of support. So maybe someone is, sharing love with you and you're sharing love back. And you guys are telling each other how much you appreciate each other this month. Okay, but in order to hear how much you're appreciated, I think it's important for you to tell others how much you appreciate them. So leave some positive feedback for others and it'll come back to you. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the Astro dice and see what we've got here. I was a little bit vigorous in rolling this one and it kind of rolled off the board. I'm gonna roll it again. Okay, so we've got Venus, 10th house, and Leo. Oh, it's so interesting because I did mention this is a Leo vibe, whether or not you're a Leo, Leo is about self-expression, using your creative talents and just shining, right? And it's giving. If you think about the sun does not discriminate on what it shines on. It shines on everything equally. So it just gives and gives and gives because it just shines. And it usually it's pretty thankless, right? People don't get up every morning and thank the sun, or maybe they do, but it's just kind of like, it's just shining everywhere all the time. And then it comes back around and it gives again. So there's that cyclical motion of like, here, I'm here to shine, and then I'm going to receive, and then I'm going to come back and give again. So there's this nice energy flow, and it's all about being seen for your talents. Now, Venus is art. It's relationships, it's money, it's art, it's beauty, it's aesthetics, it's everything to do with, you know, making life pleasurable. So I do feel like this reading is a lot for artists too. And I kind of get that there's some sort of craft or something that you specialize in, that you might make by hand or something like that. And it does have to do with the marketplace, the career. The 10th house is where you're seen, right? It's the top of the chart. Let's actually go ahead and draw the chart for the video here so we can, so we can have a visual. Okay. As always, please excuse the sloppy chart. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so we've got Leo here. Leo, Virgo. Oh boy, that's a Virgo sign. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Interesting. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay, so we've got Venus here. What does Venus rule? She rules Taurus, and I'm not shocked at this at all. This is the 7th house. So 7th house equals others. In general, it's relationships, relations. It's other people, right? Just people in general. It's relationships, it's business partners as well. Okay, I feel like some of you are doing some art for your career or doing something artistic this month to like express yourself or express the company or whatever that is. You're acting, you're being creative. You also, there might be a female in your work sphere that you're talking to. It doesn't really matter if it's female or male. Venus is usually women in general, but I am seeing a man here, so it doesn't really matter. It's more just to think about art. Now, Scorpio is a very protective energy. It tends to share within groups, and there is a sense of like community there, sure, but I think it's also very protective and very selective of who it shares with. So maybe kind of branch out a little bit and find other people that are not just within your trusted tribe of people. It's like find other tribes this month to really work with or exchange with. It's like there's a curious nature that this Page of Swords has, where he's like, hey, what are you up to? It's like kind of new energy. So you might be talking to someone new this month, not just within the tried and true and trusted people around you. So branch out a little bit, find other people this month. So we've got the 7th house of others, and we also have the 12th house here of loss, losses, challenge. It's basically, I feel like honestly it's this cross energy, but it's also like cross, I did mention, is religion. That can also be the 12th house. 12th house is spirituality and religion, but I actually feel like you may be coming up with some sort of obstacle or roadblock. And I feel like you have the resources, and you can share, and other people will have them too. And you are safe, you're protected, which is all really what Scorpio wants to know anyway. It's like a very protective sign, self-protective, it's self-preserving. So it's just important to know that you're going to be fine. You're going to be safe. You have everything that you really need. Okay. So, and someone just might present themselves to you too. Maybe you don't have to go out and really search for someone new. But I am getting that Leo vibe as well. So again, the 10th house is like being seen, your reputation, how you're seen in the world. It's important to be above board on everything and be honest, because your reputation is also really important this month. So let's see, it talks about money, it talks about art and creativity, it talks about harmony, working with other people well, and yeah, the moon card did come up a little bit. So the moon represents the Cancer. It's the 9th house, and the 9th house is foreigners, trade, for like something a bit different. It can be long distance as well, long distance travel, higher education, beliefs, faith, all of that stuff. So I think maybe you could be working with someone who's a bit different than you. It's outside of the norm, outside of like, you know, what you would normally do this month. Okay, so this was the message that I have for you. I don't think there's anything else that needed to come through here. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video, and if it resonated with you, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, I will see you in the upcoming videos next month. Until then, take care and be well. Have a wonderful month of August.